Check, 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 check. Mic check. Did y'all make it back through the transition? Can y'all hear me? What is up, y'all? All right. Yeah. I just popped back out of the vent. I had to fix the screws. Sorry. Speaking of the vent. So the game we're going to be playing tonight, or starting now, I should say, so we just finished up Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the Man Who Changed His Name, which is an awesome game for anybody who has not played that game yet. I really recommend playing it. That's Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the Man Who Changed or Who Erased His Name. It was a fucking great game. We just finished it up here on stream. Epic fucking boss fights. Maybe not epic, but because I was like super overpowered going into it. But you know, it's a Yakuza game. It happens if you know what you're doing. But but yeah, they're awesome games. But anyway, on to what we're gonna be playing tonight or right now. Wacky Wayfaring, how are you, friend? It's good to see you, dog. What do you know, bro? I just put a cut in the stream and brought her back up because we finished the game we were playing, and now we're gonna be starting a new game. For anybody who does not know what this game is, this is called Ostranauts, and it is a kind of a top-down ship breaker space sim-ish that's actually set in the same universe as Neo Scavenger. Okay, this is actually taking place in space at the same time as the Neo Scavenger storyline is going on down on Earth. But basically, you're a space person. Um, you've acquired a ship and you have to go salvage things and maintain your ship and sell your salvage and all sorts of shit. The game's very fucking complicated and I'm going to get very frustrated with it probably, but it looks super fucking fun. Hey, what's up, Jazz? What up? What up? But anyway, I'm sorry, fucking what's called Ostranauts is made by the same game dev that made Neo Scavenger. And as I said before, it takes place in the same universe. Although the gameplay is different from Neo Scavenger. Neo Scavenger is kind of turn-based on a hex grid movement, whereas this game is more real-time-ish, as far as I can tell. And it's, yeah, base mechanics and stuff, and the game it's gonna be fucking complicated as fuck, right? So, but anyway, welcome to those of you who made it through the transition through the cut in the stream. You know, thank you for sticking around to refresh your browsers. Said I was coming back, so here I am. I want to get into this game though. I've been watching, or rather sleeping to, some gameplay videos of this game, so I'm not like entirely blind going into it. I pretty much just don't know the controls and maybe the order of procedure. It is a top-down game. It is very much a top-down game. I need to turn my music down just a tad. I should probably just turn the music off, and then if I don't like the in-game music, then I can I can turn my music back on. As soon as the game's loaded up, chat, remind me to tab over to OBS and tell it that it has to pick up the audio for this, because you can't hear anything I'm hearing right now. Wait, and I hear radio chatter and stuff, and it's really loud. Oh my god, and tabbing out doesn't help. Okay, well, I'm going to make you guys suffer before I fix the audio. So we're going to change this to Ostranauts. So now you guys should hear this really loud music and stuff and things. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to adjust this in real time. Oh, that was really loud.
Mike 34, Juliet to India talking. We have you at our 198. Confirm guidance and begin RCS maneuver.
Music's not bad. Okay, basic controls in Ostranauts.
Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR advisories with information.
E-pans, camera, and ship maneuvers. Okay, so it's W, ASD, and then Q and E.
Mike 34, you are cleared for IFR approach. Maintain current course.
Zooms, camera in and out is plus and minus on the keyboard. No, key mapping may be different if customized by the user. Oh god, so this doesn't take into account customized. Well, it's because it's an actual fucking game manual. Oh my god. What have I done, chat? I'm dyslexic.
We have guidance. Firing RCS. Mike 34, Juliet to India talking. We have you at our 198. Confirm guidance and begin RCS maneuver. Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 34. Juliet India approach.
Okay.
This is Mike 2.
Work safety. Work safety and health. You are entitled to compensation. You are entitled to clean and ample air. Ships covered by Agasio's register are required to keep O2 levels in airtight cabins above 20 kPa at all times. Additionally, CO2 levels must not exceed 1 kPa. If your employer is under-rationing vital environmental resources, you might be entitled to file for compensation. You are entitled to a comfortable and temperate work environment. Agasio's register regulations stipulate that airtight cabins must remain between 290 and 300 degrees Kelvin at all times. So just for those of you who aren't aware, this is space temperature measurements to account for like absolute zero and stuff like that. So Ingalls, do me a favor, go to Google and tell me what 290 to 300 degrees Kelvin is in Fahrenheit. Please.
Mike 34, you are cleared for IFR approach. Maintain current course and decel.
290 degrees to 300 degrees. So 290 to 300. You just punch in 300 Kelvin, probably, and it'll be fine. Gives us a ballpark of what we're dealing with. Let's see. If your employer holds any policy above total loss only, TLO, and refuses to install adequate heating or cooling systems within your ship or station, please file to the Agasio's Register Claims Department immediately. 80 degrees? Okay, so we're looking at like probably 70 to 80 degrees. That's what the temperature's supposed to be. Got it. You are entitled to a break. Work schedules for employers with a pressure or work schedules for employees within a pressure or EVA suit must include regular trips back to a fully pressurized cabin where the environment within suit systems can be recycled. Agasio's register regulations stipulate that O2 levels within suit systems remain above 20 kPa, and CO2 remains below 1 kPa. If your employer is demanding long hours in a pressure suit without breaks, please contact Agassios Register Human Assets Department.
Mike 3-4, you are cleared for IFR approach.
You are entitled to coworker compliance. If you see a colleague intentionally disregarding any of the above regulations, please file a report with Agassios Register Compliance Department. If you do not hear back within 2 weeks, please evaluate your claim to the Agassios Register Security Office. You are entitled to this information. Your employer must post this flyer in your workplace in a highly visible location. If this poster is not posted in your workplace, please file a complaint with blah 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 outreach department. Agassios Register, every contract honored, every debt recovered.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike
Oh, No Man's Sky. Nice. The Holden Patch by Alverson. The Holden Patch by Alverson is an industrial-grade, quick-curing polypoxide patch system for creating airtight seals on the hull of your spacecraft. Our standard patch kits contain everything you need to quickly restore damaged floors, walls, and other surfaces and retain pressure in compromised compartments. The Holden Patch by Halverson is a semi-flexible nylon plaster surrounded with a patented 3-part epoxy thermosetting polymer that covers hull gaps and creates an airtight seal that remains space-safe for up to 5 years. To apply the Holden Patch by Halverson, merely place the nylon plaster over the hull gap and affix it using the temporary magnets. Once placed, pull the ripcords on all 4 edges to release the polyperoxide compound. Press along the outside of the edge of the patch to blend the 3-part mixture, which will harden over 30 seconds. After 2 minutes, the patch will be fully cured and space safe. The fucked up thing is you're supposed to use these while in space. I'm just thinking about the fucking vacuum trying to suck you out through the fucking crack in the fucking hull. Now, obviously, you would probably be doing this in a now sealed off depressurized part of the ship. But, you know, whatever. Moving right along. Or salvage. When approaching a piece of space salvage, the question is always the same. How many holes are in it, and how long will it take me to repair them? What begins as a simple side project suddenly becomes a second career as you spend hours welding new floors, walls, and ceilings tight enough to hold the environment. The Holden Patch by Halverson offers a quick solution. Losing pressure due to a gap in the hull, just apply the patch. Mix the sealing compound and find yourself in space in no time, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is a thing.
Julia India docking, Mike 3-4. We have guidance. Firing RCS.
Okay, so this is workplace safety. This is the hull patch thing. Oh god.
Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike
So this is
3-4.
information about the fucking patching stuff. Got it. Nav console.
Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 3-4.
Oh god. Table of contents.
Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting.
How many hours do you think it's going to be before I get done with this manual, Chad?
Mike 3-4, you are cleared for IFR approach. Maintain current course and decel.
Introduction.
Mike 3-4, Juliet
The
India
Polaris
approach.
Standard
Sending
Navigation
docking on
Console,
span 062.
PSNC,
Transmitting your initial. Switch to
is the user interface
118.50.
for
You are cleared
comprehensive
for
navigation systems to assist in flying, blah, 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 blah. Features: highly accurate virtual system map. Blah blah blah. Okay. I don't care about the features really. Actually, maybe I do. Long-range course assistance, precise near-space maneuvering, onboard diagnostic systems, regular map data updates from Polaris servers, radar and LADAR compatible. Assists both reaction control systems and fusion reactor drive, celestial map dilation, blah blah blah. Device keys and toggles. STN zooms map, view station. PLA zooms map to view planet.
Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2.
Inner planet map, outer planet map.
With information
Time dilation. Return map to real time. Ship trap, target track, off track, target focus, vary, main or RCS toggle navigation mode or reaction control system maneuvering. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, so this is. Oh, all of this is on this panel?
India approach. Extending docking arm spin 06 down. Transmitting your
okay.
Switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Map controls, RCS maneuvers, blah. Okay.
Firing RCS.
Turns off proximity warning. Sets acceleration to maximum G-force during long-range channel or travel, rather.
Mike 3-4.
Where is set max?
Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 3-4.
Okay. Navigations modes. Reaction control systems RCS. The PSNC RCS navigation mode assists flight during RCS travel. Standard RCS travel uses blasts of inert cold compressed gas, usually N2, controlled by an intake regulator, to create thrust and adjust your ship's attitude under vacuum. RCS is the preferred method of conveyance for near-space maneuvering, and under command of a skilled pilot is accurate down to the meter, blah blah blah. When maneuvering, the PSNC nav mode is toggled to RCS maneuvers. The keyboard inputs WASP, QNE operating thrusted packages installed on your ship that are connected to an intake regulator.
Mike 3-4, Juliet
Operable
India
fuel
docking. We have
tanks.
you at our 198.
The PSNC terminal displays remaining gas fuel in kilograms as RCS remass. Okay. Okay, so. Oh god, so this is a separate fuel from your oh my god, so I got two types of fuel I've got to manage. Good to know.
Affirmative. Cleared for close approach.
Map controls when in map, nav mode, blah blah blah.
Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR.
Note that tracking modes other than off can override manual panning.
You are cleared for IFR approach.
Note that when under both RCS maneuvers and map controls, your ship will activate a proximity chime when it is within 5 kilometers of another celestial object. Proximity alert uses the radar LADAR system to decrease intervals between chimes to produce an audio indication of how close you are to collision during flight and docking. To deactivate the chime, press the clear button on the nav control panel. Fusion reactor drive systems. In addition to RCS travel, the PSNC assists flight during high velocity burn under a fusion reactor drive or other high energy torch engines. PSNC is designed to interface with any standard inertial confinement fusion reactor drive and offers diagnostics for such systems as engines. Factory default PSNC firmware prevents access to its fusion reactor drive systems. To To access these systems, please obtain override software from local air traffic authorities. Warning, operating a fusion reactor drive produces a controlled nuclear blast approximately 300 meters behind your spacecraft, and an exhaust plume sometimes exceeds 50 kilometers. Local system and station authorities strictly regulate fusion reactor operation. Flying under torch without appropriate permissions is illegal and dangerous to yourself and others. Please alert set authorities and ensure you are in open space with adequate clearance before entering fusion burn. Polaris Astronautics Ltd. And its subsidiaries are not responsible for any damage to ships, stations, or other parties suffered during fusion ignition and or high-velocity burn. So if I need to, I can use my exhaust pipe as a weapon, too.
Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 34.
PSNC terminal displays and constantly updates several values crucial to fusion drive travel and available through system diagnostics. See diagnostics section below. In addition to tracking your ship's velocity,
Maintain current course and decel.
VREL
Mike 34,
in distance and
Juliet
time
India
and
approach. Extending down
range
spin 0
relative
down. Transmitting your initials.
to
Switch
a selected target
118.50.
range
You are
in
cleared for
distance.
approach.
Diagnostic terminal displays your reactor type and remaining fuel supply in helium, H3, and deuterium oxide, D2O, aka heavy water, in kilograms. Oh god.
Affirmative. Cleared for
So I
close
had to
approach.
watch.
Switching to 118.50.
Okay, so that's
Mike
more stuff I
34.
have to keep track of. Got it. My ship farts nukes. Maybe.
Affirmative. Cleared for close
I don't know if I get a
approach.
reactor right away, though.
118.50. Mike 34. Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2.
Onboard radar lidar systems, air traffic data fed to the Polaris console from nearby station authorities and device information gathered from other Polaris users. The VSM renders the position and velocity of your spacecraft relative to other selected objects in space, such as asteroid stations and other spacecraft. Using the VSM in combination with other Polaris console systems, a pilot can navigate both long-distance travel along a predetermined path as well as precise near-space maneuvering and docking.
Transmitting your initial switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Tracking mode. The tracking mode toggle switches your map view between your ship and any target selected on the map. When your ship is under thrust, the map will generate a 4-part predictive outline indicating where your ship will be relative to a selected target in 2, 4, 6, and 8 seconds respectively. Okay. Using the quick zoom buttons, you can toggle their VSM viewing among 4 navigation scales. The station view offers the smallest scale and is suitable for operations around the station local space. The planet view PLA offers a scaled up image suitable for options near celestial bodies classified as a planet or planetoid, including moons and large asteroids. The inner planets show a view of the solar system scaled to the 4 inner planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, and their orbits. The outer planets view is the most scaled out view, offering visual data on locations and orbits of the entire solar system.
Transmitting your initial switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Predictive time dilation and fast forwarding. I don't think I really need to understand that because it's fast forwarding time. What is there to need to be understood? Long distance range plot. Using the VSM system, you can plot long range course and interplanetary travel. To plot such a course, select a target on your map and right click. This creates a dotted red course trajectory line predicting your lane of travel through space. Warning, the PSNC long-range course plot system does not adjust for intervening objects in near or deep space. To avoid collisions when plotting a long-range course, ensure that your red plot line does not intersect any objects
This is
on
Mike 2634
the
requesting
VSM.
IFR advisories with information.
Okay, good to know. As part of your course plot, you can set acceleration values measured in G-force, Earth surface gravity. While RCS systems are limited to low G travel, fusion reactor drive systems are capable of sustaining high G burn. Use the plus and minus keys beside the trip GS max limit label on the long-range course plot panel to set an upper limit to acceleration during the trip. To set the highest possible acceleration given your ship's drive system, press the Set Max button. Warning! Long-range interplanetary travel under high G burn for sustained periods without proper equipment can cause serious injuries, including internal bleeding, organ failure, and death. Please limit your travel to single G burn unless your ship and crew have made adequate preparations. After plotting your course, the panel will display the trip duration measured in variable time units, including standard Earth days, weeks, months, and years. The panel also displays the amount of fuel required to make the trip. After plotting a long-range course, press the Course Engage button to begin travel. The PSN onboard diagnostic system runs a preliminary scan of relevant ship systems and prints a status report on your map screen. The ship system status report displays vital data not only for navigation systems such as remaining fuel for both RCS and fusion drives, but also any installed environmental and power systems. To generate a trip system status report, press the Print Status button on the diagnostics panel. Flying under RCS. The PSNC system interfaces the RCS controls via standard keyboard as a default. The WASD controls translational thrust, while the Q and E keys control rotational thrust. As a pilot inconvenience and safety precaution to prevent hazardous spin, the console is equipped with an onboard gyroscope that will automatically stop ship rotation once it hits 0. When flying in vacuum, RCS blasts accelerate your spacecraft to a continuous and sustained velocity. For this reason, it is vitally important to keep an eye on your VSM HUD, which will display your velocity relative to a selected target at all times. Additionally, RCS systems rely on fuel in the form of inert gas, usually N2. This reaction mass, aka remass, is displayed on your VSM HUD in kilograms. As your remass value approaches 0, this value will flash red and yellow on the VSM HUD. When your remass value reaches 0, your ship will be unable to maneuver. For this reason, you should always travel with additional canisters of inert gas to convert to RCS remass when necessary. Oh my god, chat, what have I done? Fucking kill me now. This game's gonna be so fun when I finally get into it. I think I need to smoke some more weed. Ingalls, have you played this game?
Switching to 118.50, Mike 34. Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR advisories with information Lima.
I don't want to do that.
Mike 34, you are cleared for
Flying under fusion torch in accordance with local regulations. Polaris Astronautics Ltd. no longer freely distribute information assisting flight under fusion drive and other so-called torch systems. For a copy of our Flying Under Fusion Torch pilot handbook, please send a request to Polaris Astronautics Ltd. And attach a valid and up-to-date drive permission certified by your local air traffic authority. Oh, well, that's just fucking wonderful. I'm sure that's another license I'm going to have to get. Docking controls. In general principles, the PSN docking system is a separate panel and view system that displays your ship's docking ring in relation to a selected docking ring within 5 kilometers. The docking control systems or control screen and system is fully integrated with the standard VSM HUD and operates using the same visualization principles scaled down to these rings. Safe docking requires precise RCS maneuvers, low speeds, and regular toggling between docking and VSM panels when necessary.
2634, requesting IFR advisories with information, Lima.
Why? Because I'm terrible at reading? I'm dyslexic as fuck.
Mike 3-4,
Communication control. Docking permissions are granted by onboard ship systems or live ship/station operators, depending on the context. In either case, you must use the docking menu of the PSNC Communication Console screen, CCS, to uplink your ship to a given docking target before you can access its ring on your docking control panel. To establish this uplink, you must use the buttons beside the CCS to navigate to select docking target. The next screen will show any docking targets within 5 kilometers of your ship. Use the keys to select a named ship or an unidentified object labeled as ? And then select docking under the clearance menu. Once cleared for docking, press the accept to display the target ring on your docking control panel and begin docking maneuvers.
Mike 3-4, you are cleared for IFR.
Thank you.
Maintain current
It's
and decel. Mike 3-4,
taken a long time, and believe it or not, reading on stream to actually get to this point with reading. There was a pausing from reading this manual because it's hurting my eyes for a second here. There was a game called D&D Adventure Wizard's Choice. It was a story, make your own adventure fucking book game where you read the fucking part of the chapter or the page, and then it gave you a bunch of options. It's like the old fucking choose your own adventure books where you read it out and you choose your fucking option, and it tells you to go to whatever page in the book to continue your adventure. It's basically what this was, but way better. I played through a lot of that for a while. Yeah, so do I, or I used to. I don't know how bad it is anymore, honestly. I try to not pay attention to it anymore. Okay, so where am I here? The PSNC docking control panel consists of a large docking ring visualizer and 2 docking indicator lights and a button to engage the clamp on your ship's docking ring. The visualizer displays your ship's docking ring and clamps in white. And the docking ring of a given docking target in blue. When the given target is not within visual range of your docking ring because of your ship's orientation, the screen displays a yellow arrow, left or right, to assist rotation. Additionally, the top right corner of your docking visualizer displays your ship's velocity, VREL, range, RNG, and cross velocity, VCRS, in meters relative to your selected docking target. Once a targeted docking ring is displayed on the docking control panel, you can use standard RCS controls to approach the ring and align your ship's ring clamps with the target. As you approach your docking target, the system will activate your onboard proximity chime and give you an audio indicator of how close you are to the target. To deactivate the chime, press the clear button on the nav control panel. When the docking rings are sufficiently aligned and close enough to clamp, the clamp align indicator will glow green, and the clamp engage button becomes active. Press the clamp engage button to engage your ship's clamp and establish an airlock tight seal between your ship and the target. Once this is complete, the dock sys clamp indicator will glow red. When you are docked with another ship or station, your docking controls display will issue a no clearance warning to notify you when you have not achieved permission to undock. See pushback taxi below. Okay. Warning, reckless maneuvering while docking can lead to collisions between your ship and the docking targets that can result in catastrophic damage to both parties. Similarly, maneuvering while docking after clearance between rings reaches 0 will cause damage to your ship and docking rings. For safe docking, maneuver at low velocity and refrain from using RCS or fusion drive navigation systems until safely undocked.
Close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 34.
Pushback taxi. As with obtaining docking permission, you must use the docking menu of the PSNC communication control screen to attain permission to undock. This is called pushback taxi, and can be requested by selecting the selecting the docking target as usual and selecting pushback taxi under the blue clearance label. After accepting the docking message from your target, the clamp align indicator will glow green, and you can disengage your clamp by pressing the clamp engage button, or by depressing the clamp engage button. When clamps are disengaged, you can use standard RCS controls to slowly push back and taxi away from your docking target.
Julia India docking. Mike 34. We have guidance.
Okay, so this is just... Part 8 is just a glossary of terms. So we got acceleration, attitude, Barry,
Juliet India docking. We have you
which is a center of mass and gravitational pull thing for celestial bodies. Clearance, DO2 is deuterium oxide. Exhaust plume has to do with the fusion drives. Fusion reactor drive is pretty self-explanatory. G is the measurement of unit of measurement representing acceleration. HE3 is helium-3. Intake regulator is a valve system that controls the amount of pressure of mass, blah, 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 to the RCS. Intake regulator is part of the RCS system.
Mike 34, you are cleared for IFR approach.
Inner is the zoomed to inner planets map. LADAR, laser detection and ranging system. N2 is nitrogen, O2 is oxygen.
Mike 34, Juliet India
Out is the outer
docking arm spin, 06
planetary
down.
system
Transmitting your initial.
for the
Switch to
map.
118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Pushback is part of your undocking procedure. PLA is planet. PSNC is the navigation console.
Mike 34, we have guidance.
Radar is radio detection and ranging.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach.
RCS is part of your maneuvering
118.50.
system,
Mike 34.
usually for docking. Remass is your fuel for that maneuvering system. Range is distance between two objects. STN is short for station. Sys clamp is system clamp. That's part of the docking control system. Thrusters are obvious. Torch is part of the fusion reactor system for fusion reactor travel. Taxi is part of your undocking process. Tracking mode is self-explanatory. Target is self-explanatory, and vacuum is self-explanatory. Velocity is self-explanatory. VCRS is cross velocity, so that's like anything with a gravitational pull that's affecting your trajectory. That's what cross velocity is, right? VREL is your relative velocity, the speed of the piloted ship compared to the current target's velocity. Okay, so your speed versus what you're targeting, its speed, right? VSM is your virtual system map. Now, environmental controls. Introduction to temperature and environmental control systems. TEC. This guide offers a range of information on spacecraft environmental systems that will prepare students for the Testudo TEC certification exam level 1. Tech certified engineers and technicians are authorized to install, repair, and provide maintenance for environmental and temperature systems on all Testudo vessels. Okay, so we got the contents. Oh god. Goals, I don't care. Oh, structure, don't really care about. Temperature and contents of safe environmental mixtures. A well-designed TEC system, well-designed tech system should hold oxygen levels within any pressurized cabin above 20 kilopascals, kPa. While it's possible to survive an O2 range below 20 kPa, working in low-pressure environments can quickly result in fatigue, issues with memory and decision-making, loss of consciousness, and even death. Additionally, while O2 levels above kPa are considered safe to breathe, they present a significant flammability risk. For these reasons, an O2 level between 20 and 23 kPa is considered ideal. Okay, so we should never go below 20, and anywhere between 20 and 23 is our sweet spot. We gotta remember that. 20 to 23, chat. If a ship cabin dips below 16 kPa, technicians and crew should immediately seek safety within a pressurized cabin. Humans working within oxygen compositions below 16 kPa will begin to experience the symptoms of hypoxia, which are dangerous and eventually fatal. Finally, it cannot be overstated that oxygen pressures approaching 0 kPa are uninhabitable. Occupying such an environment outside a pressure suit leads to immediate asphyxiation. Nitrogen, N2, and carbon dioxide, CO2, compositions are only slightly less vital than oxygen compositions within an environmental system. Environmental mixtures exceeding 1 kPa CO2 can lead to carbon dioxide poisoning, so we have to stay below 1. CO2 mixtures approaching 0 kPa are considered ideal. Nitrogen in an environment is not poisonous to humans, nor is it vital to creating a breathable environment. That said, spacefarers conditioned to planet-side atmospheres are best suited to an environment with nitrogen levels between 40 and 70 kPa. High nitrogen content in a cabin has the danger of displacing oxygen. If nitrogen content in a cabin climbs over 180 kPa, then oxygen levels may begin to fall. If a tech discovers an unexplained decrease in oxygen pressures, it could be due to over high nitrogen content in the environmental mixture. Pressure suits. This should be super self-explanatory, but I'm going to kind of glance over this. Same properties as sealed cabin. We want about 20 kPa, 20 to 23 kPa pop per oxygen. Although I would say probably in a pressure suit, above 23 kPa is probably not going to be a problem. Due to lack of things that could cause fires inside your suit. I mean, unless I ate chili
Mike
like the
3-4,
night
you are cleared for
before.
IFR
But,
approach. Maintain
you know,
current
that's
course
a
and
different
decel.
problem altogether. That'll blow up the whole fucking ship. Moving right along. CO2 levels should remain below 1 kPa. N2 is safe to breathe, but due to mobility concerns, any non-O2 gases are considered undesirable in
spin 06
the pressure
down,
suit.
transmitting your initial. Switch
That's
to
fair.
118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Well, the goal of maintaining an environment within a pressure suit is similar to goals of maintaining one outside of a pressure suit. The risks are much higher. Because the space is smaller, CO2 builds up faster, and O2 is more quickly consumed
Mike
by
34,
the
Juliet
occupant.
India docking. We have you at our 198.
When working within a
Begin
pressure
RCS maneuver.
suit, the tech should maintain a clear path to a space-worthy cabin in which they can remove their helmet and replenish the microclimate with clean, warm, breathable air before returning to work. Okay, so if we're in a pressure suit and not an EVA suit, we have to run back to the ship periodically to take off our helmet and put it back on. EVA suits are different. Hypoxia.
You are cleared for IFR.
Hypoxia is a medical condition caused by a lack of oxygen flowing to tissues within the body. It is an unfortunate, common, and very dangerous condition which begins to develop when working within low oxygen environments. The symptoms of hypoxia are extremely subtle and often slow to onset, and thus a tech should be constantly vigilant to recognize them when they appear. The most common symptoms of hypoxia are numbness and discoloration within the extremities, nausea, stomach bloating, bubbling saliva, dizziness, headache, and trouble sleeping. It sounds like rabies. If the tech or crew begins to experience any of these symptoms, they should ensure that their environment meets all of the above standards of space safety, and commit to a period of rest in a high oxygen environment. Holding an environment in vacuum. The primary cabin. Before a tech can begin to build a space-worthy environment, they must ensure that the ship's structure can hold it. This means that the hull should be free from holes, cracks, and any other gaps to the vacuum of space through which the environment will leak. The best practice for building such an environment is to start with the smallest possible area and range of an air pump system. This is called the primary cabin. Securing a safe primary cabin while in vacuum is a multi-step process. First, the primary cabin on the pump side of the air system should be sealed off from other cabins with pressure doors.
Julia India
See
docking, Mike
figure
34.
1A.
We have guidance. Firing RCS.
Okay. I guess. Some of this I think I'm going to end up learning as I do. The first primary cabin on the pumps. Oh yeah, whatever. Next, while safely housed within a pressure suit, the tech should seal up any obvious holes in the floor or walls of the primary cabin with a hull patch or full repair. Finally, any cracked or otherwise damaged walls and floors should be sealed or rebuilt.
Switching to 118.50. Mike 34.
Once the primary cabin appears to be fully sealed, the tech can run a brief integrity test. This is done by flooding the primary cabin with an air mixture or pressurizing it,
Maintain current course and decel.
and then checking for any signs of leaks. While safely housed within a pressure suit, the tech can pressurize the primary cabin either by turning on an air pump into the room or briefly opening a door to a fully pressurized cabin. As the primary cabin fills with air, a faint white gas becomes visible. This is the environmental mixture coming from the pumps or the pressurized cabin. After 3 to 5 seconds, the tech should turn off the air pumps or close the door. If the primary cabin is fully sealed, the pressure mixture in the cabin, O2 and N2, should remain relatively static. If instruments read a drop in pressure, or if there is visible white gas escaping through the hull, there is a leak in the cabin. Even the smallest evidence of leakage suggests that the primary cabin is fully compromised and should be addressed before the primary cabin can be deemed spaceworthy. Once the primary cabin is established, it can become a base of operations from which the tech can pressurize adjacent cabins. While it is safe to work outside of an environmental suit in the primary cabin, the tech should be aware that the cabin can lose pressure quickly by leaking into unpressurized nearby cabins. For this reason, it is best practice to remain working within a pressure suit until there are at least 2 safe cabins between the tech and the safely pressurized primary cabin.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach, switching to 118.50, Mike 34.
An air pump is a mechanical device that converts a liquid agent, usually O2 and or N2, into a breathable gas and then distributes it throughout the cabin or throughout a cabin or network of cabins.
Mike 34, we have guidance firing.
While there are many makes and models of air pumps, most of which operate under the same principle. The form factor air pumps vary.
This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR advisory.
The form factor of air pumps vary. The instructions within this guide and tech course of study is based on Testudo pumps and those manufactured by our partner builders in Kang Industrial. Applying these principles on non-Testudo equipment can result in forfeiture of licenses and additional Aguso reprisal up to and including the seizure of ship assets. A standard air pump is wall-mounted and has 2 parts: a canister intake housing and a ventilation housing. These 2 systems are meant to be mounted on either side of a wall, with the vent side pointed into the cabin into which the canister side pumps clean and breathable air.
198, confirm guidance and begin RCS maneuver.
See figure 2. Interesting. It is possible then that the canister side is placed within a cabin that is not spaceworthy, while the vent side is in a spaceworthy cabin. If this is the case, the tech should wear a pressure suit while installing. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought I just saw here. Okay, that's good to know.
Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR advisories with information Lima.
To install an air pump, a tech should locate a wall within the ship where the canister can be accessed by the tech, and the vent can pump air into the relevant cabin using a drill and torch or similar mounting equipment. The tech should mount the center equipment housings on the wall with a canister intake on one side and a vent on the other. Once the pump is mounted, power can be run to the center housing with any standard conduit cables that are receiving electric power. If the pump is powered and operable, the indicator light on the pump side of the machine should turn green. Once an air pump is installed, powered, and operable, gas canisters can be installed on the intake sides. To create a breathable environment, a tech should pump both O2 and N2 into the relevant cabin or network of cabins. To install a canister, merely place it on the intake side of the pump and ensure the nozzle is securely flattened to the housing. Standard air pumps have a control panel with a range of settings that can be accessed on close inspection of the machine. At a minimum, a pump has an on and off switch as well as an auto function. Turning the pump on will pump gas at a constant rate, While turning it off will stop the pump immediately.
Mike
The
34,
auto
you are
function
cleared
on the
for
pump will use an alarm
Maintain
sensor
course
device to determine when to start and stop pumping air. See wiring environmental devices below for installation instructions.
Mike 34, Juliet India approach. Extending docking arm spin 06 down. Transmitting your initial. Switch to 118.50.
Yep, I'm going to give everybody a quiz because I'm not going to remember any of this, and I'm going to need everybody to remind me, so I hope y'all are taking notes for me here.
Close approach, switching to 118.
Additionally, some air pumps have a reverse function on a control panel, or a reverse function on the control panel. This switches the pump so that it is removing gas, blah, 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 whatever. That's, okay, duh, whatever. That's self-explanatory.
Approach. This is Mike 2634.
That's the reverse there. On, off, auto, reverse. Installation and maintenance of heating and cooling systems. In addition to pressurizing a cabin or network of cabins, a tech is responsible for stabilizing and then controlling temperature within a vessel. This is done through the installation of heating and cooling units that are wired to sensing devices and alarms installed throughout the ship. Because space is naturally very cold, heating is an integral part of any environmental control systems. That said, rooms exposed to sunlight or those with high energy equipment such as reactors, batteries, and terminals are capable of generating a tremendous amount of heat, and cooling such rooms quickly becomes a vital factor. In ensuring both the safety and comfort of the crew, a working tech should keep their eye on their instruments at all times, as the temperature can change suddenly and without warning within unstable vessels. A safe cabin temperature within a space vessel is between 290 and 300 degrees Kelvin. Temperatures dropping below 290 degrees puts the crew at risk of hypothermia, while temperatures above 300 degrees Kelvin risks heat exhaustion and hyperthermia. The tech therefore is responsible for installing an integrated system of heating units, cooling units, and thermostats to keep the temperature of the vessel within this safe range. Yeah, I remember something about 20 kPa. That's the oxygen level. And then 1 kPa for the CO2 level is the, like, critical limit. And yeah. There's something else. Nitrogen kind of doesn't matter, but it does. That's all I remember. Standard heating units take in electricity and then convert it to energy that is held within external elements that radiate warmth into a cabin or network of cabins. Heating units, therefore, are internal mechanisms operating under relatively simple principles similar to those found planetside. After installing a heating unit, find a stable wall within a ship. Or to install a heating unit, find a stable wall within a ship, or within the ship, with functioning electrical conduits. Mount the flat socket side of the wall unit with the boxed housings facing out.
Transmitting your initial. Switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Facing out into the cabin. See Figure 4. Once installed, and an operable heating unit will activate a green indicator light on the coil side of the structure. Cooling units are slightly more complex than heating units because their components are installed on both the interior and exterior of the space vessel. A standard cooling unit consists of an internal air conditioner connected to a set of radiator panels on the external hull of the ship. While the air conditioner tends to be small, the external radiator takes up a significant amount of space. So form factor is a major consideration during installation. To install a cooling unit, find a stable wall within the ship with functioning electrical conduits, mount the air conditioner side of the unit to the wall, and ensure that there is enough external space to host the radiator panels. Once installed and powered, an operable cooling unit will activate a green indicator light on the air conditioner.
118.50. You are cleared for approach. Julia India docking. Mike 34. We have guidance.
The radiator panels are the spikes on the bottom of the image here, whereas this is the air conditioner unit. Like air pumps, heating and cooling units have a control panel with a range of settings that can be accessed on close inspection of the machine. At a minimum, heating and cooling units have an on-off switch as well as an auto function. Turning the unit to on will run the unit at a constant rate, while turning it off will stop it immediately. The auto function on a heating or cooling unit will use a thermostat to determine when to turn on and off. See wiring environmental devices below. For installation instructions of a heating or cooling unit set to auto.
Cleared for IFR approach. Maintain current course and decel.
Or if a heating or cooling unit is set to auto, is not wired to a sensing device, it defaults to off. Or wiring environmental devices to alarms and sensors. Input signal panel access. Air pumps, heating units, and cooling units can all be wired to sensors and alarms within a panel for automation as well as notification via the captain's PDA. While it is possible to create a space-worthy environment without these so-called smart systems, it is incredibly time-consuming and tedious. For that reason, in almost every case, the tech is responsible for installing a sensor system. Air pumps, heating units, and cooling units have setting panels with power toggles and other basic user functions. See Figure 3 above. More advanced functionality can be achieved by removing the settings panel to access the signal wiring. Once the panel is removed, the tech will see numbered input signal nodes. See Figure 4. Each node can be connected to an automation device on the ship, such as a pressure sensor for air pumps, or a thermostat for heating and cooling units.
You are cleared for IFR approach. Maintain current course and decel.
Input signal panel disconnected right and connected to a standard N2 pressure
Mike
line
34,
left.
Juliet India approach. Extending docking arm spin 06 down. Transmitting your initial. Switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50.
Input signal connection. Connecting environmental units to these automation devices allows the ship crew to use the auto function on their control panel so that the ship systems will self-regulate the environment with minimal effort from the captain and crew. Wiring an air pump to pressure alarms also serves as a safety precaution, as alarms will chime when environments reach unsafe levels for human habitation. To connect a device to its relative sensor or alarm, choose an input node and then draw the input signal to the device on the ship. A disconnected signal will render as a static blue line, while a live connection will show a jagged dynamic line. Nitrogen or oxygen automated pressure alarms, while heating and cooling sensors can be wired to thermostats. Oops.
Mike 34, Juliet India approach. Extending docking.
To avoid failed automation, sensing devices should be in the same cabin as the device they are wired to. If a heating unit in the galley, for example, is wired to a thermostat and airlock, the heating unit will automatically begin generating heat whenever the airlock opens,
Affirmative, cleared for
and
close
the
approach,
temperature
switching to
drops,
118.50,
causing the galley to become
Mike
massively
34.
overheated. The same principle can be applied to air pumps, especially with respect to O2 for that reason. The tech should always be aware of how the ship's system is wired to avoid catastrophic failure of the
Affirmative, cleared
environmental
for close
system.
approach. Switching to 118.50,
Lovely Lennox, how are
Mike
you, my
34.
good friend? It's good to see you.
Mike 34, we
Thought I
have
saw a
expired
puff out of the
RCS.
corner of my eye. Checklist for creating space-worthy environments. Technician. Tech is wearing a pressure suit or an
Juliet
EVA
India
suit.
approach. This is Mike 2634
O2 levels in the
requesting
pressure
IFR
suit are
advisories with
above
information
20
Lima.
kPa. O2 CO2 levels in the pressure suit are below 1
Mike
kPa.
34, you are cleared for IFR approach.
Temperature in the
Maintain
suit
current
is
course and
between
decel.
290 and 300 Kelvin.
Mike 34, Julia India
Tech
approach.
has a quick, safe
Extending
route
docking
back
on
to a
spin 06
pressurized
down,
cabin.
transmitting your
Tech has
initial. Switch
permission
to
and ability to open all
118.50.
intervening
You are cleared
airlocks,
for approach.
doors. I'm doing
Juliet
alright.
India docking.
Tech
Mike
is
34. We
carrying
have guidance.
installation
Firing
equipment,
RCS.
hand drill, crowbar, canisters, etc. All airlocks are closed.
Mike 34, Juliet India
Tech
docking. We have you
designates
at
the
our
first cabin to
198. Confirm guidance
pressurize
and
as
begin
the
RCS
primary
maneuver.
cabin. This should usually be the smallest cabin. Entrance and exit to the primary cabin PC are sealed with closed and powered airlock doors.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach.
There are no
Switching to
missing or damaged floors in
118.50.
the
Mike
primary
34.
cabin, including those beneath previously installed equipment. There are no missing or damaged
Juliet
walls in
India
the
approach. This is Mike
primary
2,
cabin,
634,
including those
requesting
beneath
IFR
the
advisories with
previously
information
installed
Lima.
equipment. Tech has run an integrity test by
Mike
flooding the
34, you are cleared for
PC
IFR
or
approach.
personal
Maintain
cabin
current course and
or
decel.
primary cabin environment with environmental gases, and has found that it can hold them with
Mike
pressure
34, Juliet
stability.
India approach. Extending docking arm spin 06
PC
down, transmitting your initial.
has an
Switch
air
to
pump installed on the wall,
118.50. You are cleared
or on
for
a wall.
approach.
If
Juliet
possible,
India
there's a
docking.
clear
Mike
path
34. We
of
have guidance.
entrance
Firing RCS.
and egress from the PC to a safe pressurized cabin, likely another vessel. Air pump. The vent side of the air pump is pointed to the cabin.
34, Juliet India docking.
The
We have you at
intake
our 198.
side
Confirm
of the
guidance
air
and begin
pump
RCS
has
maneuver.
an O2 or N2 source.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach.
The air
Switching
pump
to
has power running to it
118.50.
from
Mike 34.
wall-mounted conduits. The air pump is set
Juliet
to
India
on
approach.
or
This is
auto
Mike
if wired to a
2634,
sensor.
requesting IFR advisories
If
with
wired to a
information
sensor,
Lima.
that sensor is in the same cabin as the air
Mike
pump's
34, you are cleared for
outflow.
IFR approach. Maintain current course
Cabins
and
are
decel.
installed with heating units. Unit has power running to and from
Mike
wall-mounted
34,
conduits.
Juliet India approach. Extending docking
Cabins
arm
are
spin
installed with
06 down, transmitting your
cooling
initial.
units.
Switch to 118.50.
Cooling unit has
You are cleared for
power.
approach.
Cooling unit has power running to it from wall-mounted conduits. Cooling units are set to auto or set to on or auto if wired to a thermostat.
Affirmative, cleared for close
Final
approach.
environmental
Switching to
checklist.
118.50.
There are no visible
Mike
signs of a
34.
leak, typically appearing
Mike
as
34, Juliet India docking. We have you at
condensate,
our
cloudy
198.
gases
Confirm guidance
passing
and
through
begin
gaps
RCS
or
maneuver.
holes. Instruments read no change in pressure kPa in O2, N2, or CO2 while pumps are inactive. Canisters are stocked with O2 or N2.
Juliet India docking. Mike 34, we have guidance.
Spare
for
canisters
RCS.
with
Juliet
full
India
charge
approach.
are
This is
on
Mike
board.
2634, requesting IFR advisories with information Lima.
More documents coming soon.
For IFR approach. Maintain current course.
Okay, guys, so it took me an hour, and that was just the fucking game manual.
Mike 34, Juliet India approach.
And I've already forgotten, like, all of it.
06 down. Transmitting your initial. Switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach. Juliet India docking. Mike 34. We have guidance. Firing RCS. Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 34. Affirmative. Cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50. Mike 34. Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR advisories with information Lima. Mike 3-4, you are cleared for IFR approach. Maintain current course and decel. Mike 3-4, Juliet India approach. Extending docking arm spin 06 down. Transmitting your initial. Switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Can I? Okay, I can deal with temperature units.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach, switching to 118.50, Mike 3-4.
I should just keep it in Kelvin. Month, day, year, please.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach. Switching to 118.50, Mike 3-4.
Juliet India docking, Mike 3-4. We have guidance firing RCS.
Juliet India approach. This is Mike 2634 requesting IFR advisories with information Lima.
So yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Lennox. We finished up Yakuza's Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name tonight. And then I downloaded and jumped into this game. It's a complete 180 in game styles, but
Juliet India approach. Extending docking arm spin 06 down. Transmitting your initial. Switch to 118.50. You are cleared for approach.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach, switching to 118.50, Mike 3-4.
Affirmative, cleared for close approach.
oh yeah, and we start out in debt, by the way. There's a mortgage on our ship, if I'm not mistaken. The character creation is pretty cool, though. And this is also really cool, too. They've got they, them pronouns in here as well. There we go. What the fuck? That works. There's no hat though. Okay, now how do I continue? Okay, so this is our story so far. This needs to update. Okay. So that was the story of the whatever that default randoms. This is what we got so far. This is your career summary as you make choices and stuff through here. Things happen in here. Now keep in mind we start out at 18 years old. We start with $99 for our net worth. We haven't even gotten our ship yet. So, first things first. I don't know what our traits are. Oh, here we go. So, 18 years old, homeworld is... I can't pronounce that shit. It's the station. Oh, it's the space station that we're on right now. That's on this asteroid or whatever. Our net worth. These are our skills, attributes that's given us to start with. We can change some of this, and we're going to. But I'm going to get into some of that in a minute. We're starting out as unfit, K-leg permanent resident from K-leg, grew up in micro G, non-circadian, adapted low sunlight, developmental radiation exposure, feeble, fragile, slow metabolism, micro G hypovolemic, immunosuppressed, insomniac, and visually impaired. Career, we're shipbreaker. Our skills, we're starting out as a shipbreaker, skilled in ship engineering and skilled in zero-G ops. Notable contacts, we've got our biological father, some Ashton Whitehead, and a biological mother, Sherifat Whitehead. Our dad's from Virginia Titan. Our mom is from the flotilla. All right, so you get a bunch of options here, right? And each of these things do things. A lot of them add to your age and whatnot, and you can keep working on this and make your character older and older. As long as you want to keep pushing your age. Like, I'm going to try and push my age up to about 40 years old, 41 years old. Right? Because I'm 41. Fuck it, right? That seems like a good, reasonable amount of time to work on myself, right? So, we're going to start by working on our traits. Each trait costs 1 to 3 years to work on. And there is a note that aging will impact your traits as well. So we might develop things or just lose things or any number of things as this time passes, right? Now, I think what I'm going to do... What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just start off with a 1 year of Seek Adventure. Just see what it does. You're drinking at the local watering hole after your shift when you see the unicorn. They're the scion of an Iotimiwa executive sneaking out to rub shoulders and bump uglies with the common folk. You wince as they try to pay for their round in won. It's dollars for the likes of us, friend. If you're careful and lucky, they could be an opportunity. I could start a riot. I could try to pickpocket them. I could mug at them. I could seduce them. I could get them drunk. I'm going to choose get them drunk. Fuck it. There's one commodity that's more valuable than all else, even in a mono-town like K-Leg. Information. And you'd bet they're full of it. Sure enough, after ingratiating yourself and making sure their water skin is continually topped up, the secrets pour out of them. Shocking stuff. Dark. You don't know Iotimiwa's... You didn't know Iotimiwa's CFO's nephew was into that kind of thing. You didn't even know it could be a sex thing. When the shift changes, you're singing in the maintenance access... when the shift changes, you're singing in the maintenance access tube together, swearing eternal friendship. But when you sober up, you realize you don't know how to contact them. New contact, Kayla Cuevas, manager of Namdi, whatever, station, K-Leg, whatever. So I've got a new contact. I got rewarded $850 for this little adventure just to take right out the gate. So now we're 19 years old. Now we're going to work on some traits. We got a lot of crap. So we got feeble and the opposite traits. So like fit is unlocked because feeble. I have feeble. So it's kind of got that zomboid thing to it too when you're doing this. And I don't know if you guys can see them in the chat, but next to each of the boxes is little pips that represent how many years it takes to work on this trait. So first things first, I feel like we want to get rid of... What's this? Strong is blocked by feeble. Okay, so we have to get rid of feeble. Just straight up. So we got rid of feeble. That took 2 years. Doesn't look like it did too much of anything, really. So we're going to go ahead and work on traits again. Keep in mind, I can push this all the way up to like 41 years old. So... not going to worry about fragile right now. We need to get rid of unfit. Did it go away finally? Oh, because we got rid of feeble first and then we got rid of unfit. I got you. Oh. Okay, so we had to get rid of both of those. And we want to get rid of visually impaired. I think. Micro G hypovolemic. Permanently lowered amount of blood circulating. Probably need to get rid of that. And what's this? Oh, let's get rid of that too. I don't care about visually impaired. So I want strong. Halfway to life expectancy. Okay. And we gained unfit. God damn it. Whatever. Work on traits one more time. We gotta get rid of that unfit again. Now, let's see. Try and save some money for a year. Managed to save. Oh, we got a herniated disc. Shipbreaking is a nearly impossible grind, but you know with enough discipline you can leave each month with a little extra cash, so you cut back your drinking, blah blah blah. So I picked up a herniated disc. That sucks. I don't know if that's actually something I can fix either, is it? You're approached by a coworker who has developed a less than legal method for making cash on the side. Apparently, they have been tagging high value salvage as junk in the system for the last 6 weeks. After the false tag, they leave the part on board the derelict ship, or the derelict, and sell the location to the highest bidder. This scheme always involves the complicity of the breaker doing the final sweep, and today that happens to be you. The piece in question is a busted reactor, and you know it will fetch a pretty penny on the black market. I don't like cops, but I don't really see a need to backstab them, as this says. Which implies that I'm going to kill them and take it for myself. Instigate violence means I'm probably going to try and stop them. Did Subway, I think I should just report it. Maybe I can get a reward out of this, you know? Because information is money, right? Right? Yeah. Disturbed by this brazen act of theft, you go straight to the highest level manager you can find. The manager calls in their attached AOSEC detail, and together the three of you hash out the various culprits in the scheme. Before you leave the office, the manager hands you something as a gift. It is a limited edition Iotimaiwa hoodie. What a treat. New contact. And a new friend. In law enforcement, even. Plus, I got like $1,000. And then I got this behavior change thing. Existence Striaca is significantly more likely to serve themselves before others. Well, ain't that the fucking truth? Oh, my reward was $900. Oh, I picked up the selfish attribute. That, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. All right. So I'm going to let it go here. Because it could take me a few years to find a ship, right? And this gives you like 4 years. You happen across an ad for a Ryoka 277A salvage pod. It's little more than a tin can with maneuvering jets and life support, but it'll get you around K-Leg Boneyard well enough. More importantly, it could be a means to avoid long lines at the day labor berth and avoiding the salvage tax levied by yard transports. Ogiso's register has given this vessel an OSR of moderate, indicating that it is legal for sale but does not possess ship systems beyond basic travel and life support. The mortgage on this is it's just under 800 grand. And my payment per shift is, I gotta fucking pay them 2,100 per shift. It's got 4 RCSs, which is actually really nice. Fuck it, let's take our first ship. What do you think, chat? It's got no torch drive, that's fine. I don't want to fuck with that yet. You are now the proud owner of a 277A. and you can now reach some of the outer derelicts beyond the watchful eye of the yard masters. Now that you're on your own terms, your next move is up to you. Maybe score a valuable part or two for resale or reuse, pull down a platinum tier payout on a gig, or maybe even discover a ship discarded before its time. Whatever the case, it beats sweating in a suit all day for someone else's profit. Time to get out there and find your future. The IO Team Iowa tech takes a glance at your chart, then at your body, then back at your chart. Immunosuppressed, low bone density, whatever. I fixed most of that, so whatever. All right. Now I gotta figure out how to do stuff with things. Goals. Right-click on the nearby power switch. Open your inventory. Click your portraits, then press I to take a look at the items you have. Right. Okay. Okay. Collect pressure suit and helmet from the nearby rack. Okay. Okay, how do I center on myself again? Here I am. Okay. I think that's like everything here. Toolbox. Which I have a soldering iron, a hacksaw, and a screwdriver in. Is there anything else I need to collect here? The door to K-Lake Station slides open and you're greeted with the familiar aroma of station vendor fare. Spot prawn stir fry in suya curry, kebab of chicken in yaji spice rub, Szechuan beef with pink peppercorn. Your head knows the meat is aquaphonic or lab grown or worse, but your heart tells you that anything prepared by human hands is better than Trencher's chow. Tired looking spacers circulate between the bunks, the refuel kiosk, and the breaker yard move in and out of gossamer gaze of cigarette smoke that is a permanent fixture on the station. The smokes are Sungara Viceroys, the breaker brand of choice. Folks here will chain smoke them unfiltered no matter how many times Ayotimiwa execs find them for overworking the CO2 scrubbers. Your new ship is waiting in port not far from the kiosk hub and scrap shops. Once you find it, you can finally undock from this rock. If you want to strip ships for salvage, all you need are the hand tools you own, but you need a welder to start remodeling and repairing hulls. Either way, if you're lucky, you can finally start making a living, something beyond the corporate-sponsored rat race of breaking ships for a daily wage. A life you can call your own. Fucking fly, go away. Hold on, I need to... Oh, I have to have the fucking power on to open the door, huh? Oh, I do. all the floor conduit here, huh? Oh, it's fucking expensive as shit. Oh, maybe that's. All right. Well, we need a crowbar. Actually, hold on. I need like a welder. Like I said, I'm not entirely going into this blind. Like I know certain things I do need. Ah, here we go. Friction stir welder. So we need one of those. And we're gonna need like Halverson batteries probably. Yeah. A couple of them. You want a crowbar. Okay. That's just for starters. We might as well. Okay, to make sure I grabbed all of that. All right, now down the airlock. Ah, whatever. That's going pretty good. And for what it's worth, I did beat Yakuza tonight, so. Alright, now I just start looking over this ship real quick. First, like, start dropping some shit. Wait, do I have like a bin? So that's the thermostat control. Heater. Earphone. That's the nav station, right? No, this shit's new. This actually takes place in the same universe at the same time as Neo Scavenger. I'm not ready for this yet. Seriously don't have. Oh, I've got to take the shoes off. There. That's what I was trying to do. Then as far as this can go here for now. No. Now, so that was food and stuff. Here, this is probably what I need to talk to. This is ferry services, docking services. That's what I want. So we're already full up on RCS. Oh, the longer you're docked at a station, this one obviously doesn't count, which is why I'm trying to do as much here as I can before I go. You have to pay docking fees, and they charge you per the hour or something that you're docked. Catch you later, Muckfire. Oh, I don't have tanks for these. Okay, that's why. Don't have tank for that. Don't have tank for that. Okay, so this is already full up then. Ah, we had to supply power. Gotcha. No. Put behavior on auto for a bit. Hopefully he just kind of goes about and starts repairing what he can actually repair on the ship. Yep. That's exactly what he's doing. He's doing repairs. going to need to get a battery charger station on here, too. This is gonna take a bit. But you honestly don't wanna take it out on its maiden voyage with holes in the fucking hull. This is an actual kind of like real time, too. Like, because, what's that say? 1414? No. Okay. Maybe not. It is passing at a real-time pace, though. But looking at the game's clock, second per second. Screwdriver run out of battery. But it did. More torque screwdriver. Have one for sale here, do they? Okay, so I might not be able to fix all of this right away. Alright, catch you later, Wacky. Thanks for hanging, man. You stay safe, bud. So I'm docked, but that proximity sensor, goes off anytime there's something within 5 kilometers of you. Doesn't matter if you're docked or not. It warns you. As I was gonna say, it's probably somebody taking off from the station. Oh, it restored a wall. Imagine that. I'm so glad this isn't like real time. I mean, granted, we're halfway through our shift, quote, but we started out a fair amount into this shift, quote. So. Now, as I understand, sleep and all that shit is a thing. So, we'll see how that works. One of the cool features of this game is you can salvage ships, you can take parts off of ships, and if you don't want to sell them, you can use them on your ship. You can expand your ship, like add on to the hull and fucking make it bigger if you need to. You can take a salvage ship and make it a pet project to fix it up if you like it. There's so fucking much. Once you get really far along, you got a really big ship and you got a lot of salvage operation going on and whatnot. You can actually hire like crew and whatnot that you can have doing like the maintenance of the ship, etc., etc. But that's like super far down the line when you've paid off your ship and stuff. Definitely takes a while to repair things. Holy shit. I'm sure there's like only certain things I actually have to repair, you know, like the outer walls probably. Maybe the floor tiles, but if I can repair just about everything, I might as well. That might be EVAs. All right. Well, this thing has now got to be pretty flaky. Now let's see what we can do about my sure. This guy. Might need fixed up, but inventory. Just get transferred to ship. Oh, I get transferred to ship. Fuck, what did I just buy? Halverson? Ah, here we go. That's how it works. So if I uninstall this. That's gonna be for power tools. Install this. Got batteries in there. Now, go by the other one real fast. That's the Alpha SIM charger. Now I can take this dead battery, put it in here. Okay, it is working. Wow, that's actually pretty quick. Cool. Now I'm going to see if I can find a got battery. Real quick. Got power tools battery right there. I'm just gonna get the one. I don't see any. If I have the chargers, I don't see any reason to have more than one of each. Now, figure out my inventory situation. Stuff goes. This is my food. This all down here. That cleans up my space. Intake, blah. All right. After all that chat, I think we're finally ready to leave. Switch to the nav screen. Okay, this is us here, the blue triangle. Let's go out to one of these farther ones. Oh, Jesus, that baller is like, I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I don't care. I don't know how to. How do I target? That's not. I don't know what I'm doing, chat. I don't know how to fucking target this thing, chat. Okay, I think I did target it, actually. It's all. Now, controls. What? Am I out of range again? God damn it. Use. Here we go. Wow. That felt like a rough dock. What's up, Coaster? How you doing, man? Clamps on your docking ring engage and your hull resonates like a struck gong while your sensors scan the vessel for data. You close your eyes and imagine the fortune that could await on the other side. Perhaps you found a racing skiff, a nimble vessel with a lightweight hull pushed around by a top-of-the-line RCS package and a 4-can Mura Hydra intake regulator. Or maybe you've stumbled on a multi-cabin pleasure yacht, an elite catamaran complete with a full bar, and corridors adorned with yards of crimson and cream Van Hummel interiors. Or maybe it's just a dead freighter, a decades-old Testudo hauler, packed with trash and sporting a giant hole where the reactor used to be. This is a junkyard, after all. Whatever it is, you've got access to it now, and a bit of time before AOSEC security goons harass you. If you're a salvager, maybe you'll smash and grab rare parts defense at the OKLG, cut out whatever you can quickly for $1, or with a license trade a bit of profit for less pressure and more resale reliability. If you're a mechanic, you could fix it up, make it fly. Derelicts go for a discount at the ship broker. And any sweat equity you put into it after you buy it is yours to keep. You could even resell it if you're done for a tidy profit. Or if you're an outlaw, you could just always steal it. Sometimes it can feel pretty good to stay one step ahead of Iwa's corporate security goons, if you're willing to give up docking it at patrolled ports. Okay. So, we gotta go into our bag here, because some of this okay, so PDA does not need to be on me, but let's move this here. The crowbar we will need, maybe. All the rest of our tools are all strewn about, probably, or on us. They're all on us. Okay. Now, okay. And it's really dark. Let's see what we got here. Sync. We got damaged fusion, IC fusion reactor, which we will probably take. Drag back to the ship. Oof. We got mild epoxy setting in, probably. Ship battery. RCS intakes. Alright, so first things first. Let's go back here. first order of business is we want that reactor. Uninstall. So if we can somehow fix that up, maybe we can get a pretty decent penny for it.
Even if we don't have the ability to fix it up, we could still get a decent price for it.
Bulkhead bin. I'm going to want that so I can install it in my ship. Somewhere. Alright, we need to go back to the ship. I'm experiencing hypoxia. Can I open this? Pry. Heatsink, huh? Mm.
That's a backpack, huh?
Cancel that for a second. How big is this? Bigger. There we go. Bigger backpack.
What's up, Cloud? How you doing, man?
That over there. Let's new nav message received. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. It's time for us to get out of here. controls. Oh, really? There we go. Request docking clearance. Is the game a little loud for you, Coaster? Crap. Okay. Can we repair this? No. Okay. That sucks, actually, so... I don't know what I'm actually going to get for this. As comfortable as it feels to return to the station after scouring the cold boneyard for parts in the world of semi-legal salvage, finding parts is only half the battle, the rest is selling it. Station centers are connected by rail, a single car shuttle system that is constantly in a state of disrepair. With a working knowledge of the station and an appetite for risk, you might even find a way to make a living on this rock. The OKLG economy is a strange beast. There's the corporate-sponsored salvage trade run through the scrap and license kiosks. With their right license, you can rent time out in the boneyard and pick parts without being bothered by the AOSEC units. The black market is another matter. Industrious scavengers know that if you want a premium price for a rare piece, then you're going to have to find a reliable fence, but it won't be easy gaining their trust. Lastly, the Giga Nexus shops out jobs to just about anyone. Work ranges from menial station jobs to high-risk boarding operations. In every case, the faster you work, the more money you'll find. Are you trying to repair that button? Oh, stop trying to repair that. Cancel. This is bad. money for a ride anywhere. That's fucking crap. Ah, here we go.
The red neons cast heavy shadows in the old Imperium.
Emporium. K-Leg's only leisure district. The OE is a relic of a former world, a portal to the halcyon days of the wildcat Nigerian colony before Earth's avalation cascade gutted the economy. Spacers come here to escape the bureaucratic grind, to imagine a world without bosses, to split a chilled bottle of Bismuth, not whatever, even when they can't afford it. A dozen meters away from the shuttle stop, you see a knot of revelers gathered in the warm light of the Mescaform bar. Laughter and conversations float through the Mescaform in a melange of English, Mandarin, and Yoruba. That last one might be a sign AO managers are mixing it up with the common folk. Whatever the language, the warm organics of human voices in close proximity is a welcome departure from the hollow echo of com chatter. One of the faces in the crowd is the Fixer. There are known quantity in the station community. K-Leg's portal to a system-wide, ever-shifting black market whose appetite for used parts and other rare salvage can never be sated. Shouldn't be too hard to get the Fixer talking. Just mention you have something to trade and they'll likely be interested. Yeah, when I'm not stuttering. I gotta get somebody to vouch for me. That sucks. Well, this is gonna be a... I guarantee I don't have enough station. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to start over, probably. Which is gonna suck. I probably need to spend way more time on that shit. It's okay. This means we gotta go through repairing the fucking ship and shit over again.
Mike 3-4, Julia India approach, extending docking arm spin 06 down, transmitting your initial. Switch to
But
118.50.
it is after 5 o'clock in the morning.
Affirmative
So,
cleared for close approach, switching to 118.50.
We are gonna pick this up again tomorrow,
Mike 3-4.
or tonight rather, with a fresh run.
Affirmative. Cleared
Because,
for close approach.
yeah.
Switching to 118.50. Mike
This is
34.
my fucking around trying to figure shit out,
Julia India
which I think I have a
Mike
better
34,
handle
we have
on
guidance firing RCS.
what I need to do now, maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, as I said, it's after 5 o'clock in the morning and I need to get some sleep. So we need to find somebody to raid, smoke some weed. That game is definitely fun. It's satisfying my textured brain itch. Although I think I might have bit off a bit more than I can chew with that one. But it's super fun. I feel it's got a lot of like intricate mechanics and whatnot that I haven't quite figured it out yet. Like, I think one of my bigger mistakes in this run was that I went after that fucking reactor, which takes up so much goddamn space. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just been looking around for a bunch of small shit like those RCS thrusters and stuff like that and finding scrap and stuff that I could fucking dismantle and and fucking repurpose parts to fix up the other stuff that I could have actually sold, because I can't do anything with the black market till I get vouched for, as I just found out. So I don't know. Game's got some fucking shit to it. Holy crap. And don't even get me started on like the NPC system, because that just looks fucking nuts. So, but who are we gonna raid? Let's raid. Let's raid Mr. Lamprey. We haven't raided him in a while. He's playing Project Zomboid right now. You too, Coaster. Thanks for stopping in, man. It's always good to see you, dude. All right. Oh, Jesus. He's playing with sprinters? Fuck. Everybody in these fucking sprinters, man, I swear. All right. All right. So let's take a puff here really quick. Our raid target tonight is going to be Mr. Lamprey, and when we get over there, I want you all to give him a follow and show him love and support from our community, and let him know that the Church of the Lead Pipe is always with him. As for me, take another puff, getting ready to get out of here. I'd like to thank you all for coming, hanging out with me tonight. I love and appreciate all y'all. If you like my content, click the follow button so you get notifications as to when I'm live. I'm here Monday through Thursday nights from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time until at least 4 a.m. and Saturday through Monday mornings from 1 a.m. Central Standard Time until 4 a.m. That means I'll be back again tonight when I crawl up from under my rock. I'll be back for some more. What was this game called? Ostro something or other. Ostranauts. Ostranauts. I'm back for some more Ostranauts tonight because I'm definitely digging this game. As for my friends over there on YouTube, I appreciate you guys coming back every day to check out the VODs, see what I got cooking. If you like the content and you want to help out the channel, all you got to do is click the subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications as to when I upload a VOD. And if you click the like buttons, that helps the channel with the algorithms. It would be most appreciated, you guys. And then as for you guys over there on YouTube who are also part of our Twitch community, I am here every single night smoking weed and jamming out to tunes and playing games and such. And every single one of you guys are all welcome to join us. Just click. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description. Just give that link a click and click the follow button. You'll get a notification as to when I'm live. I look forward to smoking a bowl with you guys. But anyway, it's time for me to get out of here. One last puff, and I'm done ski. And with that last puff, my guys, I am out of here. Thanks again for coming and hanging out. I'll be back again tonight when I crawl from under my rock. But until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Stay safe and stay high. I love y'all. Peace.